Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky and we continue on with Aesop. I always have to think I say Aesop. But so I think we only have 2 fragrances left after this, and the next one is Gloam. This is Marrakech. Is it Marrakech? Yes. And it is mighty popular. From my understanding, this one is very popular. After this, there is Gloam. There are 3 others in the line, but they've just recently been discontinued. So I probably won't review them because they're out of stock everywhere. If you're interested, I will definitely let me know down below, and I could definitely review them because my friend has them and I can borrow them, but it's not really going to be too helpful because you can't get them anymore, unfortunately. But you know, I'm here to help out. So this one, he said, is pretty popular. And it's basically a rich and alluring fragrance that pays homage to the city of the same name, evoking desert heat, sights, and spices of the souk. Maybe that means something. I was thinking soul, I don't know, and the bold colors of the bazaar. But it's woody, spicy, floral, all genders, explorers. Yeah, clove, sandalwood, and cardamom. That sounds good. So the top notes are bergamot, neroli, and jasmine. Lovely. Middle notes, rose, cardamom, and patchouli. And base notes, sandalwood, cedarwood, and clove. So this is perfect for this time of year, actually. Very perfect. So I can see why it's selling really well right now. Let's see. Woo, yeah, I've smelled this one before. So my friend wears this one a lot. And so I kind of associate this one a little bit with him because he's really, you know, he loves this one. So I'm like, oh, I know this scent. It's very spicy. It's very rich. It's beautiful. It really is. I've smelled this on him and I go, oh yeah, I know. So this is a newer bottle. He goes through them pretty quickly. Like I said, he works there, so he has to try them on all the time, wear them. You're a walking billboard. So here you go. Whoops. So we'll do 2 and 2 and enjoy the scent that I know, because it is bold. Yep. Ooh, straight out of the gate you get those florals. It's interesting because smelling the bottle, you would think that you would get more of those spices, but no, it's definitely the neroli and jasmine. Because the more like cardamom and clove are going to show up a little bit later. But yeah, I'm definitely getting the florals, the jasmine, that neroli, that bergamot, which I like because though I don't know neroli quite as well as some other ones, I know jasmine really well and things like that. I do know neroli, but it's not one that I wear a lot. But it tends to have a little bit of a deeper scent. There's those florals that are just deeper and more earthy. I kind of see rose as that. It's a little bit brighter than jasmine to me. There's certain ones like honeysuckle, even lang lang can just be a little bit more crisp and bright to me, to my sense of smell. And so these are really deep florals. Dark, mysterious florals. And I don't know if they're really dark and mysterious, but they're deeper. And so that bergamot is a little bit brighter, and it cuts through it really nicely. So it's very floral forward at first, which is very different than when you smell it from the bottle, where those spices come out first. So I didn't quite expect that because I've never been around him when he had just freshly sprays it. But, oh, that's nice. It's just nice. This one's very spicy. It's that floral with spice in it. Oh, that's nice. It almost reminds me of, like, I said this about another one of the same collection. It's kind of like a spice market at night where everything's closing up and it's in winter. And this just kind of surrounds you a little bit as you're leaving, and you're just kind of enveloped in that warmth and spiciness. This one's nice, especially for this time of year. It's getting cold outside, and this is like a warm hug when you're freezing your hiney off. And it's cold. So it's like, I need this. It's like, it's cold, but I'm going to huff myself. There you go. So I don't encourage it. Well, yourself, it's fine. But this one's rich. This one's warm. This one's just, but it's not too much. It is. It's like a warm hug just embracing you. Ooh, this is nice. But let's try it on the wrist. Interesting. So that cardamom is starting to come out more so than when I smell it together on the wrist and the clothing and it's in the air around me. The cardamom on my chemistry is really starting to come out. Oh yeah, it's like cardamom. That's interesting. That may just be my chemistry, but that cardamom is like boom. So that's where that spiciness is coming from. The clove is a hint there, but not really yet. So it'll probably come out a little bit later, but let's try it on the clothing. Interesting. On the clothing, oh, that's sweet. There's this beautiful sweetness to it. Oh, that's lovely. So yeah, I don't know how to really explain it. Now, this is gonna sound weird. It smells a little bit like a cough drop on the clothing. just a little, but a delectable one. But let me try it again. You know what I think it is? I think it's the cedar. I know cedar. So it's that cedar smell slowly trying to peek through all the heavier notes because it's a brighter wood. It's a sweeter, brighter wood where it just cuts through. I always do that, cuts through. So it's the bergamot and that cedar cutting through all of the florals and the spices. Wow. So more cardamom here. It's kind of reminded me a little bit of camel, actually, from Zoologist, but the difference is that there's no dookie notes or the animal notes. This doesn't have that. So camel did not play well on me. It smelled basically like a camel behind. It was not good. This I can deal with. This is not the same scent at all, but it's in that kind of family without the animal notes. So if you don't like animal notes or you don't want musk, this may be the answer to that. If you want something similar to that. I had problems with it. It wasn't wearable for me, unfortunately, because my body chemistry really loves animal notes. So if there's any Duke notes, yeah, that's what I'm going to smell like all day long. So it's really rough. But this one is like that, but without the more difficult, challenging notes. Well, but different people find different notes challenging. You may go, I don't like clove. You know, I don't like patchouli. And I'm not overly into patchouli, though it's definitely coming out here. It's not one of my favorite notes, but it's definitely a strong note with this. Yes, I'm definitely getting that patchouli. I'm getting the florals. That's what it is. It's the patchouli coming through. It's not just those florals. It's strong. But I mean, we know patchouli is strong. It could take up a whole room. This is a patchouli scent. But the cardamom is really coming through, and that cedar is trying to sneak through with those florals now with a little bit of bergamot. This one's very interesting. This one is, wow. This one is like Aesop right now for power. And look at me. Those two are showman pieces. And so is this. Well, not those two. That one, Aesop, and this one are kind of the showman of the group. They're the, hey. So if you're shy on scents, this may be difficult for you. But if you like a bold statement, this may be yours. This may be for you if you like a warm spice market. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in an hour because I'm curious to see where this one goes because it is changing a lot just in the moments that I've been wearing it. So I'm kind of excited because this one's good. So I'll see you back in an hour. It's been an hour and this one's still going strong. This one definitely is a woo. Notice me. It still is. I'm still getting that beautiful spiciness from it. Definitely still that warmth. I feel that it's a little bit more solidified into what it is, but it's been an hour. It's still going to change a little bit, but it stayed pretty much in that pocket of what it is after the first 10-15 minutes, which is really quite lovely. You get, oh, that patchouli is really nice and rich, and then you get those spices. I'm getting that cardamom mostly with a little hint of clove. but it really is that patchouli. Sandalwood too. The sandalwood starting to come out to add a little bit of sweetness over that patchouli. But it's that deep, rich patchouli with spices and that sandalwood coming through, and a little bit of with that cedar, which is really interesting. But let's try it on the wrist here. Huh, that's really interesting. The cardamom has burnt away. It's still there a little bit, but it's really cedar heavy here. Really cedar heavy with a little bit of the cardamom, but not much. Yeah, that sweetness of the cedar and the sandalwood, I am almost positive there's sandalwood in this, came through, and it's just a beautiful sweetness on the chemistry. I think where that richness is coming through is on the clothing, so let's check it out. Yeah, that's interesting. So you have that clove and you have that cardamom, but it's still very patchouli heavy with that cardamom and a little bit of clove, and that sandalwood is just like peeking out. But what's really bringing that sweetness, which is so cool, is the cedar. I love the way that the cedar is used in this, because these last few perfumes that I've used, I've just had a greater appreciation for cedar. It's so underrated because it really does just cut through in such a beautiful, sweet, bright way, instead of using like a bergamot, which is in this, or a vetiver. It just cuts through beautifully through the heaviness to add just a little bit of lightness and excitement to it. So it's still very heavy, but there's something very bright about it through that heaviness. So it's in the dead of winter. The spice market is closing for the day, and it's dark outside because we're in winter, and you could smell all of that, and maybe there's like incense burning around or something close by, and that's what I get from this. Like, it's just early evening, but going into evening and everything's closing down and it's chilly. That's what I get from this. It's just so beautiful, with like incense burning or something like that just close by, and you get that beautiful brightness in it with that cedar. And I don't get so much bergamot anymore, but yeah, that is just lovely. This is just beautiful. This is beautiful. It's not exactly what well, with the name Marrakech, I kind of knew, but you don't know until you try it. Though I've smelled it on my friend numerous times. It's funny because when I smell it on him, I don't really think about the notes. I just go, oh, that smells good. I guess I could, unless sometimes I'm like, wait, that's cumin. My nemesis is cumin. But this one's just really lovely. So what we're going to do is we're going to check back in 4 hours and see where this one has gone. But it's a beauty. Okay, so it has been 5 hours. We made it. And yeah, I can still smell it. Definitely isn't as strong as it once was. Actually, like before it was a big bubble, and now I could not, I can't smell it nearly as much. It like dissipated pretty quickly, which kind of surprises me, because I think the other powerhouse of the Aesop perfume collection would be Odysseus. And this one, like Odysseus will last, but I'm not getting whiffs of this one anymore, which is really strange. So not as much, but let's try it on the wrist. So yeah, it's almost like non-existent now. What I get is a little bit of patchouli and like cardamom, but it's really hard to smell. Like, it is a skin scent. I have to get in there to actually smell it, which is interesting because just because of the notes on this one, I thought it would stay a powerhouse, but it's not. But let's try it on the clothing. Interesting. On the clothing, the stronger notes have burnt off as well. So I'm getting a little bit of clove and sandalwood. So cedar, sandalwood, and like a little bit of spiciness, but the patchouli and the stronger spices have dissipated. I may get a little bit of the cardamom, but I'm really surprised actually, because it started out so strong and rich. Very interesting. I love the smell. I love the cedar with that sandalwood. It is just beautiful. But it's so interesting because this one came out with the bang and just went out with the whimper a little bit for me, which isn't a bad thing. It's just you're going to have to reapply it around the 4 hour mark, which is just strange. I've never really had such a bold scent just kind of go burp disappear. You're like, where'd you go? So where are you? Where? But that's what happened, and that's okay. That's okay. It's just you just have to refresh it every 4 hours, I would say, unless it works differently on your body. But on mine, I don't know where it is. But yeah, but what a beautiful ride while you're in it. So just, like you do in life, enjoy the moment when you're experiencing it. So, and I did. Very much so, but I will say that's a little bit disappointing. But so here's the thing. If you were going to categorize this, which I think, people like to put things in boxes, so we would gladly do it, but always wear what you want when you want. This one, some people may say leans a little bit more masculine. I would wear it, but I do see it maybe leaning that way a little bit more in some people's viewpoint. Some people say the same about Aesop. I say I wear it anyway because I love that one. So there you go. Also, I would definitely say this is more of a late fall winter scent. You need a little bit of cold weather with this one to kind of, it could be a lot. Let's put it that way. It could be a little bit of a bold choice. So I could see why, it might be a little bit too much in summer, in summer and spring. So yeah, this is perfect for this time of year if you're in my hemisphere. There you go. But it is definitely heavy. It's very vibrant. It's very rich. It's very warm. It's just beautiful. When it's at its finest, it's this beautiful, it's what I wanted Camel to be from Zoologist, as I said before. This is what I wanted from Zoologist Camel. And it was perfect. This, if they said was Camel, I'd go, heck yeah. Heck yeah. But the animal notes of that one just kind of took me out. This is what I wanted, and it was perfect. My only issue is I don't know where it went. 1 minute I'm enjoying it, and the next minute it becomes a completely different scent with the cedar and sandalwood, and all the stronger notes are gone. It's so strange. I'm still kind of scratching my head with that one a little bit. Hey, things happen, and it's, I'm talking about it, so it did something right. But it's just odd because I'm going to be sitting there thinking about it a lot. I want to smell it again. Yeah, it's still there, not on my skin, barely there, but it definitely is still there on the shirt. It's just this beautiful cedar sandalwood. It's completely different than what it started out as. So strange. So if I were going to give this one a rating, I really loved the ride it took me on. I really enjoyed it while it was going full force. I like where it's at now. If it was a different scent, it just went to something completely different. So I find myself a bit confused. So I would give this one a 7.5, and that's for the initial ride, but because it changes so drastically at the end, and I'm like, I think that knocks it down a little bit, just because I find that confusing. I've never had a fragrance completely peter out. Well, I have, but I mean, this one's almost non-existent, and then it just changed to something completely different. There's no patchouli, there's no cloves, there's no, where did all the florals go? It's just a cedar sandalwood. So strange. But not that that's bad. That sounds lovely. It sounds delectable. But the thing is that that's not what I was looking for with this one. So yeah, but still 7.5 is not bad. It's just a confusion. So yes. So we have one more scent after that, and that is Gloam. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've been avoiding that one a bit. I smelled it once and I did not enjoy what I smelled. So I've been avoiding it, but we're going to do it. It's next, and then we're going to move on to something else for the end of the year. Not too much because we're going into a big series here starting in January, but I have some ideas coming up. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.